Hi everyone, this is Cherie from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop, and I got the Colors of the World Skin Tones pack, and you guys will see what I did with these. But today the video is going to be about embellishing pieces. The file came from Marjorie Ann Designs, and it's Franklin and Franny Sweet Like Honey. And like I said, I've already put it together. But now is going to come the part where I show you guys what I use for the extra stuff. Now, 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop sells acetate. I'm going to do a video later of what I use the acetate for. They sell it in a book. I have it, but I cut a piece, and don't mind my Smurf fingertips. That's from my inking. I use the acetate for the line in my muzzle because of some days I have tremors from my back surgery, but I don't want to not scrapbook because my hand can't draw a straight line. And the acetate allows me to see where I'm placing it. So it's not just to add little pieces on, it's got several purposes. But I'm going to use the acetate on another quick little 3-minute video once I go ahead and cut it up into the strips I need and then peel off the protective sheath that's on it. This still has the protective sheath on it, and that's just to make it a little bit thicker so it's sturdier when I use it. And I just use a micron pen. This is 005. If I don't stamp my eyelashes on and they're hand drawn, this is the size of pen I use. And of course, for my white accents, like the eyes and the nose, the inner ear, it's just a Jelly Roll 08. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add some glossy accent to this. And Hobby Lobby has this. It's by Ranger. I have small bottles just because it's easier for me to hold. And I'm adding this to the honey coming out of the pot. Her little pot, because the little girl's holding it. I've already put the glossy accents on Franklin's pot that he's holding, and I'll go ahead and lift him up just so you can see. And I'm putting a nice layer because it does dry flat, not completely flat, but flatter than what it is when it's actually applied. Now, tip with the bottles, store them upside down because it'll keep the bubbles out, so that way you have smooth finishes of the glossy accent without bubbles. And there's the glaze for the honey. So I'm going to set this aside so I don't touch it and make a mess. I like to smear stuff, but the skin tone pack, oh my gosh, it has so many papers that are perfect for other things. And I just knew that the extra brown that I had would, of Fawn by Basil, that it was going to work perfect for my bears. And, excuse me, I don't want to waste any paper. So while this dries, we're going to set it aside. And I don't know if you guys remember, but Prima flowers were a big thing way back when, and you can still find them. I have 30 of these, all different colors, different sizes. But on Etsy, let me show you a still that I found. If you just type in Prima flowers, this actually came in this, and look at this. I'm just in love with Prima flowers. I do use them. This I just got not that long ago because I did find it on Etsy, but isn't the little crate so cute? Okay, so enough of that. Now, 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop has Zots singles, and I'll explain what I use these for. The small is a must-have. The medium and 3D I use a lot of, and I've ordered 2, 3, and 4 packs of each, and I just throw them into a bag because that way I don't have to dig out each individual bag. And I use Barely Art Precision Craft Glue from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. The only thing is I put mine in a fine line applicator from Amazon because the bottle is easier for me to hold. And the metal tip inside of my bottle allows precision glue, but it's the non-clog tip. So paper flowers came with the file, but paper flowers were kind of boring to me. So of course, go big or go home kind of thing, right? I still use the little hearts for the centers of the flower. And all I'm gonna do is throw glue on the back, or you can use the little zots. It's up to you. I do both, it just depends. And we're going to add one here to the little hive. And what I did for his pot is I used one of the small zots under to keep the lid from collapsing down and being uneven. It holds it up so that way you won't see any indentation of what's underneath it. Also the muzzle, I usually, 90% of the time, I place a medium one right here. That way when I push his nose down, you won't see the indent from the 3 layers of the eyes where the muzzle then sinks, and it just gives it that extra oomph. So we're gonna add the Prima flowers to this little guy here. And it was just something I decided to go with instead of it being basic because I'm all about textures, especially inside of the scrapbook sleeves. I wanted to have more than just pictures and my little pieces. I want extra this, extra that, and I've always been that way. This one I double layered. It's a yellow behind the white Prima flower. Same thing, we're just gonna put a spot of glue or a zot on there and push it down. My tweezer tools I got from Amazon. And you'll find things that work for you. This just allows me to place it without the glue all over my fingers because I already get enough on my fingers, such as Smurf ink. It comes off once I wash dishes, but I found that Windex gets it off, and so does hand sanitizer for the most part. So these flowers here are just going to add a little dimension to the lettering, so that way it's not so boring. And I try to find anything and everything to add, also to use. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a moment. So I use Pan Pastel white, titanium white for the whites of the eyes and the nose. The paws, it just depends, but I apply it with a makeup brush. I believe this is a lip brush, but I'm not sure because I don't go crazy with makeup. I'm just kind of getting too old and grown out of that phase. But I will put makeup on if I'm going somewhere nice with my husband, but it's not an everyday wear for me. And I've never put lipstick on with a brush. Now, the reason I did these dark was on purpose. This from Amazon is a Tombow Mono Zero eraser. It allows precision erasing. And I'm not pressing hard because I just want to soften the white. Your finger does the same for the most part. It just takes a lot of rubbing. But I just wanted to soften the whites of the paws. And these are just my go-tos and my must-haves to give extra life to my paper. And I'm just letting you guys see what I do to bring the paper more to life. This is Winka Stella. It is a clear glitter brush pen. You can get them on Amazon or from Hobby Lobby. And what I'm gonna do is go over my lettering, and I'll hold it up so you guys can see. You do squeeze it to apply the pressure, but don't do it over your pieces because sometimes it'll drop out and it is a bit much, and it will bleed your colors. I generally place this on before I glue my pieces down, but it was an afterthought, just because I didn't want just, you know, the regular plain old colors. I wanted to give it some extra. And the paper pack that I got from 12 by 12 Cardstock shop is absolutely adorable. It has pieces in here that have the bees and the honeycombs. I want to say it's by Echo Park. I don't have it right now, otherwise I would show you guys. I can always add that in the comments later, just offhand, because I ordered it the other day. And it's a pack. It's a pack of paper for spring, but it has bees and the honeycombs and the colors that match this. And I think once I get the pack and I cut the pieces out, I will probably in the comments add the name of the pack, unless Michelle knows it offhand, or I go in and look at my order. That probably would have made more sense. I did know that I was going to mention it, but it just slipped my mind because I was trying to make sure I could hunt down Prima flowers for you guys. I'm going to go real light on the feet, and this is only because I'm using a lighter brown. As I said, I didn't want to waste any of this paper. I love this whole pack. And the one color, I'm definitely thinking bunny. Bunny is coming to mind, and I think I'm going to definitely utilize it for a bunny. That's the perfect color for a bunny. It's a cream off-white. And then just to add little lines down the bunny, that'll be perfect. So this here, we're gonna glue her hands on the bottom of the bucket, and she will be all done once that's dry. But that's it, guys. That is so easy, just to add some extra oomph to your pieces. Where it seems like you did a whole lot, but it was actually really simple. It wasn't a whole lot, but they'll never know. Just don't tell them. They won't know. Any questions, guys, feel free to ask. And if I don't get right back to you, you can always message me on YouTube or Facebook on my own as well, which is Paper Pieces and Leftovers. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.